Hi Cancer, welcome. I've already done an intro, but watch that if you are interested. Um, this is just for, general reading for now until whenever you see this video. So, um, yeah, I guess we'll just start. So this is the planetary energies, and I kind of think of it as who, what, and where. So, like the planets being who, characteristics of maybe a person or you, and the signs being the context of maybe the advice, and the houses being in your chart, what house that energy is falling into, so what area of your life. Yeah, so let's see, for Cancer, okay. The Sun and the North Node. That's also, I don't know, not everyone knows to look at your North Node. So that has to do with, it's kind of a complicated. It has to do with like your real destiny kind of thing. Once you pass what you really want to do in your career and stuff like that, it's more like what you could, your highest potential kind of thing. So, let's see. Signs for Cancer. Leo. Pisces is on the bottom. I'm just going with one card really though. So, and in what house are these energies important for Cancers to know? By the way, I should mention this a long time ago. I've been told so many times, and I'm sure, and watching these videos back, I completely get it. I have such like a sad face. Some people have bitch face. Like I kind of have that too, but sad or lost. But I'm not. It's just what I look like. So. Don't want people to think I'm hating my life right now. I'm actually enjoying this. So, let's see. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and also maybe you have a lot of planets in Cancer, so things to look into. What area of life? In the first house. It's funny. I have a Cancer rising, so I kind of understand the energy, and that is the first house. Fifth house on the bottom, which kind of corresponds to Leo. I'll read through the itch on my nose. I'll read through the fortunes at the end, but just to briefly talk about it. Sun is your self-expression. It's your heart. It's how you see yourself. It's your ego. It's where you place importance. It's all that. Sun actually rules Leo, so that's what the sign is. And Leo is a fire sign. It's next after Cancer in the zodiac wheel, and Leo is about self-expression, and sorry, I'm looking at myself also, by the way, and because that makes it less awkward to talk to at least the reflection of yourself, instead of, I keep forgetting to look at the actual video camera, so anyways, okay, so, and the Sun, I don't know if I finished talking about this, Leo. Leo is about creativity and, just kind of warm, fuzzy energy, I think of, kind of inclusive, emphasis on like family, friends. Leo talks about like drama, like theater, drama, just art, romance, fun, things like that, that are, um, that like you do when you come out of your home, Cancer being the sign that rules the original ruler of the fourth house, which is your home, your soul, your, the deepest parts of you. So the next house being Leo, coming out of that, where you are out in the open, and it's like your first house. Maybe your ascendant, your rising sign, and just I guess how you are actually seen too. It's funny we're talking about that, but the sun again. So sun is 19, which reduces down to a 1. So it is like, how you're seen in the world, how you project yourself, how, your personality, pretty much. But it's like what people see, what they get first, first impression kind of thing. So, or how you approach situations. Oh, gosh. King of Wands, Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, Nine of Cups, Three of Wands. Yeah, I think of Ace of Cups as representing Cancer as well, because it's, the first of the water. That was way too many cards, so I'm just gonna go with 1, but any of those stand out to you? A lot of fire and water energy, which, they're opposites, basically. They put one another out. You don't do well together sometimes. It's about opposites, finding ways to take that Cancerian energy out into the world, and everyone's different in how they do that. So, this Cancer can be a little bit, I wouldn't say like closed off, just, likes their alone time, likes to feel comfortable, safe in their environment, a little bit protective, but nurturing, very like, I just think of soft energy. But, so to go to the next house, Leo, it's kind of the opposite of that. But it's a natural progression for someone, a Cancer, especially, like, moving through the astrological wheel. So it's about figuring out how you personally do the best with that. Sometimes it can be hard to come out of your shell, and, where whatever you've been working on, thinking about doing, like, just kind of in that mental state, and just go be social and, like, be all, open, and, like, here I am kind of energy. So it's about finding a good balance, between the two. 10 of Cups. So yeah, this is like your happily ever after. So I think, Cancer being the 4 sign, it's always kind of maybe looking for that happily ever after. But more so in a practical, real life way, like, it's not all, and I think everyone knows is ever going to be like rainbows and picket fences, and I mean, maybe that's your life, and that's great, good for you. But, it's what is your happily ever after? What makes you feel completely emotionally fulfilled, sustained, just like good, I just want to say, like, it's a completion card too. It's 10 reduces down to a 1, so it starts over again. First house, and it's family. It's enjoying your home life, enjoying being around family, friends, in your environments, in your home, wherever your home is for you. It can, like I've said in a few other videos, like home can be a person to you. Home can be a place, a mental state of mind, state of mind, or just, whatever home is to you. Makes you feel completely emotionally fulfilled, to maybe pursue those things and to focus your energy and attention there. So, do some more energies for Cancer. It's feeling good in your own skin, feeling like you're putting the right vibe out there, that you're feeling good with where you are, how you're being perceived, and how you feel about yourself in the world. I just let cards pop out so I don't try to interfere as little as possible with messages that come through. This is the Queen of Wands. So again, that speaks to Leo. It'd be like the female counterpart to King of Wands, Leo, King of Fire. So again, it's that fiery energy, that fiery, passionate, creative side of yourself, and maybe tapping into that, finding new ways of expressing yourself, of expressing the deeper parts of yourself, or I always think of her as like an archetypal person, characters, very sometimes quiet, but like sits back and observes, and has gone through all the earlier stages of creative life where they've been super gung-ho and like go-getter and like rushing in, impulsive, and all just having too much on their plate because so excited about everything and creativity in life, and taking on too much, or just being a little flaky, all these things that like a very fiery person would probably go through, and then they finally get here, so they know how to control their creative impulses and their fiery nature, and shine in the right light, and still working on that one. But yeah, just to be true to oneself, I think also fire, to like burn away what's unnecessary, to be true to oneself, and to just, be the best version of yourself, and find expressive, creative ways to show that to the world. So, fire and water, again. And on the bottom is the Four of Cups. So it's, if you're bored, finding something, something new to do, recognizing opportunities, recognizing emotional, I don't want to say gifts, but like, just something meaningful gifts. Maybe from spirit, maybe from someone in your life, a close relationship, friendship, recognizing, not missing out, just, looking up, not focusing on what you have, what you don't have, but just like recognizing that you already have it all, and to just embrace it, like the Ten of Cups here. Once you're, I don't remember what the quote is, but when you realize you're not lacking anything, your world changes, you have everything. So, Four of Cups is about all of that. It's, do you recognize the chance? Do you recognize the opportunity? to really live life to the fullest, to create the world, the life, the feelings, the emotion, the relationships that you want. It is all about choice. So it's grabbing that cup, grabbing life by the reins, right? Is that sane? So maybe just some further clarity, since we've gotten pretty much all Leo, fire, and water. Maybe you're kind of a cusper or something like that, where a planet sits is on the cusp of a house. So you have that sort of mixture between two different energies, which are always going to be opposite. So like I have my sun sign at like 4 degrees with like Saturn and Venus and Juno and Pluto, I think, is in there, and like Mercury, like everything is connected. Uranus, like the list goes on and on. Vertex is important too. It's about something being activated, initiating yourself into a new life. Something transits to your vertex point. It's fixed, so it doesn't always happen to everyone. It's kind of like a wake up kind of thing. But yeah, all of that is in my 5th house, which overlaps between Scorpio and Sagittarius, which is in the 5th house, Leo. So it's like, I'm definitely one of these people that had to rein in my creative impulses, because if I could, I would just do everything. I mean, there really are no limits when you realize how to fully tap into your creativity and just see it in every perspective and light and angle, and know how to put yourself in different places and different like your chart, like areas of life, characteristics, understand how to design, create art, paint, draw, dance. I mean, I think the only thing I haven't done really is sculpture in real life. So yeah, it's like it all becomes the same, and it starts with one thing. It starts with being able to just look at a line and draw the line. If you can look at a line and draw the line exactly as it is, then you're already a realist painter, and then after that, it's like Picasso said, unlearning all those things and just being free and creative and expressive with what you're doing. And so, yeah, maybe trying out new styles. Maybe you're an artist, trying out new styles, just for the heck of it, for the challenge, for the, like I did a lens series where I, tried to imagine, had this designer seen this piece of art, or vice versa, live or not, what kind of collaboration might they have done? How would the two styles mix? The hybrid of, and recognizing different things in the painting, in the sculpture, in the dress, and the set design, like recognizing parallels, pulling out those parallels and putting them together. And you stand out, like, things, but they weren't parallel, like pulling those elements out too, and reconciling them, and just creating this hybrid sort of, if I had my way, I could have, gone on forever with it. Anyways, like, in terms of like doing them in real life, like it would have probably been even better, more of a challenge. But yeah, anyways, going on such a tangent. Okay, further energy, clarification, insight into what's past, passing, or coming to be for Cancers. This is, oh God. This is the Hermit, Virgo. Virgo has been coming up in, I've already done Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, and it's pretty late. I'm impressed with myself right now. I told myself I'm going to power through to get these 4 done tonight. This Virgo has come up in every single reading, I think, a few times. So it's being flexible, mutable, and just I'm really trying not to bring this bring this back to me, but yeah, Virgo, that's how my houses are situated. So Cancer, Leo, Virgo, 3rd house. It's, it's about going inward too, or coming out of having been a hermit, coming out of your home, your safe place, and entering the world, coming out of being a hermit, looking, searching, looking for answers, looking for truth, finding your inner light, guidance, all of that, coming out of that and reintegrating, integrating into the world. And but could be that you've been very social, out there, whatever, and you could benefit from going inward a little bit and asking yourself questions about what you really want to do, what your expression, like searching, looking for how you can better yourself. It's funny that I feel like I don't know how loud I'm talking in comparison to the rain, but it's funny that there's a storm, because I just got done, like I said, doing Gemini's reading, and I think I had mentioned something about a perfect storm happening in your mind to connect, create new bridges, pathways, fire up the engine, get the wheels turning. Is it turning or churning? Not making butter here, so turning. And we were talking about Katy Perry's video, The Dark Horse and the Perfect Storm, and some other songs that, anyways, now it's raining. It started raining right after that. If you heard this somewhere, where Elvis was one time trying to do a recording, and it was just him and his, I don't know who, but him and one other person, and they just couldn't get it done because it was raining. It was so loud, and so at one point, I guess he got so frustrated and just went outside and said stop to the sky, cut it out, stop raining, we need to get this done, or something like that, I don't know. And the rain stopped just like that. I don't know if he tried it twice, I don't know. Maybe we have more control over the weather than we think, or not, because that would be, but I did try it and it did work, so maybe it's just about enjoying the weather, though. I love rain. It's like rain on a tin roof. I wish. I don't live under a tin roof, but so it's just, being in nature. It represents Virgo, so Earth, and just getting in touch with nature, maybe going on a walk or something like that. Getting in touch with nature sounds so, I don't know, but maybe just fresh air and all that kind of does you a lot of good, more than you know. So just getting out, and especially if you work from home or anything like that, and it's easy to kind of just stay a hermit. But, even just if you don't have somewhere to go, just going for a walk or whatever, just to get out of the house and, change up get your body moving, energy, things flowing well, like, energy moving through you. Helps, maybe setting reminders, timer on your phone to like get up and do like 10 jumping jacks every hour or something like that, just to get the blood flowing, so yeah, it's also 9. It's also the end of a completion, end of a cycle. Just, getting ready to move into the next phase of life. Enjoying the time that you do have by yourself. Enjoying your alone time, making the most of it. And if you aren't, how can you? How can you find maybe more alone time? I don't know. Some people, recharge with alone time. Some people recharge by going out. And since we're talking about, it's kind of like Leo, Cancer energy right now. It's maybe finding that balance, because others love going out. They get recharged by being around people and energized and stuff like that. To me, that's draining. Especially after a long day of work or something like that. But just have to go, I don't want to say perform, but be presentable, all these things that take energy, and you're just kind of I'd rather go home. Maybe I just exhausted myself my first few years in New York, just working and interning and making friends and being 22 in New York. So, it's just different phases of life, Which reminds me of the Thomas Cole painting I had mentioned in the reading from last week, Stages of Life, 4 Stages of Life, and has to do with manifest destiny. When America was trying to expand and moving westward, and there's that famous painting with this angel guiding them, moving them towards light, bringing light to the west. That kind of speaks to the Odyssey playlist that I made. I'll put it below. That was judgment. But things happen in cycles, so it's just about recognizing the areas of your life that could use some light, some attention, some further expression, some attention, I think. And making sure there's a good balance. I guess I'll put a link for the painting Manifest Destiny below. Reminds me of Westworld and some other projects I've done that talk about manifesting your own reality, your own destiny, figuring out what kind of world you want and what steps you need to take in order to make that, at least try. And yeah. Let's see. Further summation energies. 10 of Swords. Those Things That Hurt Instruct. The Crown by Odilon Redden, 1910. Paris, France. Traditionally, 10 of Swords is not the best card, but since every other card has been pretty good, this could mean it's happened in the past, or this, sometimes there's someone who's lying on the ground and he has 10 swords in his back, so kind of being stabbed in the back. He's dead. It's it's done. So it's the beginning of something new, and swords represent thoughts, creativity. So, and not creativity, I don't know why I said that. Maybe thoughts should be a new area of, creativity, creative thought. I mean, it's creative thinking, but it's like beyond that, taking it to an art form. Yeah. So maybe the swords are falling out of your back now. The struggles, the climb, the trying to understand something is over. The swords can come out now. You're ready to start the cycle over again. Sometimes this can mean like being overwhelmed with your thoughts too, or no longer. It can mean, I sometimes think of swords as representing psychic ability, kind of a connection to your higher self, connection to higher wisdom, something greater than yourself, and swords being like the levels that I think you can gain, increase those kinds of things by paying attention. And my nose just itches so much right now. Anyways, by paying attention to the signs, the things that happen to you, and understanding, by looking back in retrospect, understanding how all those things came together and what they, how they affected each other, the steps, what led from one thing to the next, and understanding time in that sense, stages, again, phases of life. These are, by the way, all of my personal opinion, by the way, so, I don't want to inform you of anything that's wrong or doesn't, just because I'm giving you my personal opinion. I'm trying to give like both, the base meaning of the card and how I kind of feel about it. But in any case, I kind of think of them like a video game, like levels, and just kind of increasing your connection, your maybe psychic gifts or abilities, and just being I think that can be overwhelming, something new happening to you, new understandings, new gifts and new abilities, things that are just new or different, so getting used to that, and that can be, overwhelming. So that's how you get to that point, whether it's in a project, a paper, something you're writing, just a thought that's, kind of perpetual in your mind, it's like at a certain point, it gets overwhelming. You want to get rid of that. You want to move on to something else. So, it's letting it pass, I guess. Maybe getting out of your head, embracing new epiphanies, new completion of a thought process, completion of something, psychic gifts, like I keep saying. But those things that hurt instruct. It's true. If it didn't hurt, if it was all like candy and roses all the time, like you'd be like living in La La Land. It'd just be like, I don't know. You wouldn't have any motivation or reason to move forward or to go get new knowledge and try something new and learn something new, or really challenge yourself in a mental sort of mental way. Those things that hurt us tell us something about ourselves, about our situation, about life, about its lessons. Maybe you have, and it could also mean like your 10th house. I don't usually associate it with the 10th house, but this is, a general reading, so you might want to look at your chart and see, what's going on in your 10th house or your first house, maybe even your 9th house. These are all areas that are very public. Lower half of your chart is more of your personal life and, your home life, your inner being, your personal experiences, and then you get to the seventh house, and it's partnership and college and career and um, connection and mysteries and death and taxes, all of those fun things, But like, I think a lot of this is talking about cycles, so it's understanding those cycles. It's understanding, um, yeah, what moves you forward and what keeps you from not moving forward, and asking yourself what is good about not moving forward and what is bad about staying stuck. Kind of switch it up that way and give yourself a list. And this can be done with anything, so just giving you an example, but yeah, it's an entire way of changing your thought process about it, and then you're like, nothing, it's just like you see clearly. I can see clearly now, that song. Seven of Cups on the bottom. Who so loves believes the impossible. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I think I looked her up. I don't know much about her. This is Manet on the Isle of Wight. By Birth Morsat, 1875. Talking about something else having to do with that. This again, the Monet Museum in Paris. Sorry. Isle of Wight. It's like, I'm trying to get closer so I can yeah, what are you planting, maybe? Like, what are you cultivating? Asking yourself those questions. This kind of reminds me of a hermit. He's inside looking out the window, looking at the beautiful garden, the lake, the marina, the woman and child walking by, and, it's like wondering, maybe wondering if he wants that, or wanting that. Being reclusive a little bit. Think of the Recluse song. But maybe also just timing, waiting for your moment to step out, thinking about what you want before going to get it, so you find the most direct way. Seven is a spiritual number, so in cups I often think of as spiritual, but I'm in my pajamas basically, but I think of it as seeing visions. It can mean being like kind of lost in your head, or not sure what to pick, not sure which of the cups to choose from. And also mean anti-gravity, funny enough, and it can mean like head in the clouds. Maybe some of you are wishing you could anti-gravity yourself up to the clouds and get lost. I think of The Boy That Could Fly, and that end scene where they go flying, and so believing, like this card says, those who so loves believes the impossible. So I'll put a link for that below as well, a clip from that movie. Just like blue and the crown, I'm not sure, but I imagine it has something to do with the crown of thorns. But also, like, it can mean just watching, envisioning your future, envisioning, choosing a different path, choosing something new. Sometimes I also think of it as what are those games at an like arcade that like they pop up and you have to like hit them down. So I kind of think of like putting out fires also, like putting out fires places, all the things that you need to take care of, and comfortable, but after a while your back starts to hurt. Let's see. Yeah, so maybe you feel like you're putting out fires places, maybe you've been kind of daydreaming, which, isn't necessarily a bad thing, daydreaming about the things that you want, getting lost in a dream. There's a song for that as well, Lost in a Dream. So, however that is for you, like, if you need to come out of the dream, if you need to go inward and envision your life, how you want it to be, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm just like looking at some of the other cards that were on the bottom. King of Swords, Seven of Swords. Retrieving a thought too, maybe. Retrieving memories. Going back in time. Trying to see things from like an unjaded perspective, maybe. Like the youth, the child, like Leo Sun is very youthful energy. It's the things that make you feel young, maybe the people that make you feel young, and like, back when, like, before you even gone to college, when like things are, I don't know, just life is full of potential and you're not jaded whatsoever, and like you're just excited about everything, and all those just you haven't had those experiences yet to really show you that the world isn't so great all the time. That, I don't know, just things like, kind of take away the experiences that are bad. I would say like, eternal spotless mind, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, which we can never really do, obviously, but like, maybe someday, but, I think memories, especially like that says, like, hurt memories instruct, so it's less about forgetting the memories, it's more about, being able to look back and understand why you had to go through something, or lessons, just things that you wouldn't have been able to learn any other way if things had just been like merry and rosy and all of that. So it's embracing the lessons too, seeing how far you've come, knowing what you can do now because you were challenged, whether it's by other people or challenging yourself. I think challenging yourself is just as important, to always be evolving, always be progressing, always be moving, in your mind at least. I'm kind of a homebody, like I love being at home, but yeah, my mind could be like a million different places. So travel in your head, or getting out of your head. Yeah, so it's the 5. I don't know what it is. This reminds me of Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. When she was on the wheel, the astrological wheel, maybe. That's like Mother Nature. So like getting out into nature, 23, and that adds up to be a 5 as well. So that's also how you can look at that Odyssey playlist if you choose to. You know, how the different numbers kind of tell the same base stories, like cards, I guess, and cross-reference and tell different perspectives, different ideas of possibilities, theories. Yeah, so it might be helpful for you. Kind of put it on shuffle, see what comes up, see what resonates with you, and it's about going through an entire cycle, you know, around the earth, and all the different facets of personalities and archetypal, you know, people we might encounter, or events, stages that you go through, and how one leads to another, sometimes not at all, and then you look back and you realize how, you know, that you couldn't have gone to that next point without something being thrown in the mix, like a monkey wrench. Things that sometimes hurt, you know, it's not fun to be hit by a monkey wrench. I imagine. 5. I'll read both. Flights of fancy, leap of faith, taking a next step. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sail, explore, dream, discover. H. Jackson Brown. If you take that leap of faith, oh, the places you will go. But you'll never know until you try. We can dream and hope and take that leap, but there are risks involved. Nevertheless, we do not have to be a tarot fool innocently leaping from a cliff. We can instead assess the scenario, the dangers, and prepare. Like forewarned is forearmed. Become informed, take precautions, train or educate ourselves, and increase our chances of success. So, yeah, it's about learning new things and taking chances, maybe on what you like, what you are feeling at the moment. If there's been something that's been on your mind, maybe just making a decision, because even not making a decision is making a decision, so like just take a chance, because like what's the worst that could happen, and thinking about that first. If there is something that could happen, then don't do it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so it's boats. This card actually came up in the same reading that I've been referencing about with Virgo like a month ago. Yeah, it was, I think, like the 19th, February 19th reading, one of the two where I'm not in it. They're just like on the floor, the cards, and yeah, this card came up along with this card and some of the other cards that have been showing up in the other readings, so maybe it's important for you to go back and listen to that reading. Yeah, I don't really remember what it was all about, but taking risks, investment, gambles. The fifth house has to do with gambling. But fun. I think going to Las Vegas or something. Actually, I've never been. I really should, because I love, I've never lost. So that's why I love it. Maybe, if I were to go to Las Vegas, it would go completely wrong. I don't know. And that would be one of these Ten of Swords situations where I thought I had it all covered and then didn't so much. But yeah, maybe taking a trip to casino. I remember doing that one time in college because there weren't any casinos in Texas. So my boyfriend at the time and I, at 3 a.m, decided to go drive to Oklahoma and go gambling. It was 3 hours away, and yeah, it was fun. I won $100 overall, but whatever. Okay, so maybe I'll read these, and then I guess we'll be done. These are fortunes, and they go from spiritual and more action-doing advice. So spiritual and intuitive, more inward. Cancer and Leo. There we go. It's a good way of describing it. So I guess I'll start with Cancer, um, or the intuitive advice, spiritual advice. It goes spiritual, mental, physical. So who you are, the creation of self-confidence to create who you are, the gaining of respect for or from taking a chance on your desires, things brought to light or life resulting from the impressiveness of your actions. So all around good, I think. We are always creating ourselves. Every time we have a conversation, it is an act. We're deciding, even if it's subconscious, how we're going to be with that person based on our feelings, our memories of them, what's going on in our life at the present moment. Just the whole dynamic. So it's always an act of creation. So it's about being cognizant and aware of how you are creating your self-confidence, how you project yourself, all of that, your self-expression. It's hard to always be completely cognizant and aware. You'd just be like, probably go crazy. You'd have that Ten of Swords situation going on, but you'd also don't want to be, like the thing said, or the book said, a tarot fool and just, blindly, innocently, without thinking, jumping, just maybe because other people are, or anything like that, the whole, like, don't be lemming thing. But it's not like an 80s game. So yeah, it's like being cognizant and aware as much as possible of how you are out in the world, and are you expressing the best version of yourself? Are you connecting with others? Are you sharing that expression? I think ultimately it should be some sort of shared exchange of creative expression, so that everyone can grow and be challenged in a good, positive way to better themselves, to grow. Okay, so the action advice is demonstrate leadership immediately. Realize the creativeness of the way you project yourself. There we go. And act like a leader. Do what you want to and do it on your own. So, first house, kind of is on your own, I'd say. As far as the rest of your chart, seventh house being the descendant from the first house, about partnerships. So this is about you, and it's about how you project yourself, especially talking about the sun and Leo and Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands, and knowing who you are on the inside so that you can do that. So you can be the best version of yourself. It's being able to recognize the things that you don't like in yourself as well. We all have things we don't like about ourselves, so it's about the willingness to grow and to fix that, because that's all you can do. We're always learning. We're always growing. It's just about taking control and the reins of how you're growing, envisioning the kind of person, kind of life, the kind of feelings that you want to have, and then finding ways to manifest those things. So the plays that I've been doing, the meditation plays, are means towards that. And by playing a song that resonates well with you, that you enjoy, that makes you happy, that makes you feel creative and fulfilled, and that kind of thing. Songs bring up memories. So what kind of memories do you want to have? Experience maybe those same emotions by watching something and having something. It's a blank space. It's kind of like reading a book, and like the difference between reading a book and watching the movie. And when you're reading the book, everyone always says the book is so much better than when they remake it as a movie, because then when they were reading it, they were able to extract the things that stood out to them, and focus in, reread, imagine in their own mind what something looks like, and costumes, people, all that, the whole story. So then you go and see the movie and it's different. Oh, it's always different, and it just never lives up to the book. So that's what these plays are also meant to kind of do as far as like songs go, instead of, um, you know, just kind of blindly listening to whatever songs you like, or just having something to look at, create that feeling, that mood of the song in an actual like sort of visual experience that works with most songs. So, you know, as it changes, the dance changes, the mood changes, all of that. So it's just putting yourself in a better state of mind. Sometimes it's just nice and fun and entertaining to have something to look at, too, while like watching an orchestra dance, music, sound, notes dance, choreographed. That's what they are. And it's not arbitrary either, by the way. It's, very, well, it's all based on data. So there are symbols and midpoints, and it's about that creation of new energy, new ideas, new mindset, new moods, new feelings, choosing consciously to put yourself in a different state of mind, because there's so many things that happen during the day, like just put us in a bad mood, or being late, or just, focus on all these other things, and it's just sometimes hard to, really find that center way through that we've talked about in this reading and a few others, like, so finding that few minutes, three minutes or so, song length of time to, to use that to your advantage. Don't take advantage, like some people, not all people, some people, don't take advantage of someone's generosity, but if someone's offering for you to try something out, take a chance, take a risk. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think so. Yeah, I hope you have a great week, and really just go out there and shine and not worry about it. If you've been kind of a hermit, just take that first step and, just get out there and get into new creative things, new endeavors. Utilize the energies that are here for you to the fullest, and envision the things that you want to happen, and see where that takes you. Follow the leads, follow the links, follow the signs, clues, and things that stand out to you. So, thanks for watching. Bye.